Hi there, and welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. Dave Dubeau here. You'll notice, first of all, this is coming to you on a Monday instead of Thursdays like we usually have. We're testing this out to give you something different and a good start to your week instead of a good end to your week. Get your week off on the right foot. So this week's episode for our real estate tips, I'm going to be talking to you about working with a bank versus a mortgage broker. For our business breakthroughs, I'm going to be talking about another lesson learned from my friend Dave Van Hoos about selling. And for the Mindset Minute, I'm going to share a very, very valuable lesson learned from a late friend of mine who just passed away. Stay tuned to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. All right, so for this week's business breakthrough, another lesson from my good friend Dave Van Hoos, whose picture should show up right there. Dave is a phenomenal salesman, especially a platform speaker. He's helped me work on a presentation that I do for my rent-to-own cash-on-demand system, which works very, very well. And the big lesson that another one of the big lessons he taught me or reinforced to me is facts tell, but stories sell. So I'll repeat that. Facts tell, however, stories are really what sell your product or service. So when you're looking at how to better promote yourself, promote your products, your services, get away from just focusing on the features, even the benefits. Instead, really look at how can you tell a story about the main thing, the main benefit that your product or service offers. So it can be a story about how it's affected you, or even better yet, it's a story about one of your customers, one of your clients, one of your patients, and how working with you, purchasing your product or service, has helped them. So create the story around your product or service. In your story, obviously you're going to be touching on the features and the benefits, but you're using it as part of the story. Why does this work so well? Because as human beings, we are hardwired, that's right, hardwired to pay attention to stories. Don't believe me? Think back to when you were a little child. How much did you like listening to stories from your parents? How much do your children love listening to stories from you? Go a little bit further. What are TV shows? They're stories. We watch stories. What are movies? They're stories. We watch stories. What are books typically? They're stories. We love stories. Human beings are designed to understand and be attracted to stories. So when you start using stories in your sales presentations, you will see your results skyrocket. That's your business breakthrough for this week. All right, back again. So you might notice we don't have the typical brick background today. We're doing this a little bit differently from my office here at Canadian Profits in Kamloops instead of the brick wall. So you got background's the desk here. So for our real estate tip for this week, I want to talk to you about the advantages of working with a mortgage broker versus working with your friendly banker. Because this comes up a lot with real estate investors. They say, "Hey Dave, well I've been banking with this bank for the last 20 years. I know the bank manager. We're really good friends, etc., etc. I've done all my business there. I think I would just rather go get my mortgages with my friendly local banker." And that makes a lot of sense on the surface. However, our good friend and contributing writer to Canadian Real Estate Profits, Peter Kinch, who also happens to be Canada's #1 mortgage broker, tells me and tells us that that is not the smart way to do things. Why? Because first of all, there's a limited variety of different products and services your banker can offer you when it comes to mortgages. So if you're looking to go from owning your own home to being an investor and owning multiple properties, your bank may not be set up properly for that. You may not have the variety of products and services that would be most beneficial for you just with that one bank. The other thing is it can really shoot you in the foot if you're not set up properly with your financing from the very beginning, because there will come a time when your banker will say no. Even if you've got the money for down payments, it'll get to be a point where the bank's rules and regulations won't allow you to have any more mortgages with that particular bank. So if you do it strategically, the way that Peter Kinch suggests that you do and teaches and shows people how to do, you can get a lot more mortgages if you work with a mortgage broker rather than with your friendly banker. That's your real estate tip for this week. All right, so for a Mindset Minute, I want to share a very, very valuable lesson that I learned from a late friend of mine who just passed away a couple of weeks ago. His name is Ron, gentleman here who's only 1 year older than I am. So he's 30 years old. No, just kidding. Ron just turned 44 years old, but a young man, and he passed away from prostate cancer. Now, we all think about prostate cancer as something that happens to older men. Well, he was diagnosed with terminal prostate cancer. I believe he was 38 years old. So traditionally, I mean, my understanding is guys aren't even encouraged to get their prostate checked until they're over 40 years old. He had actually had his prostate checked a few times. They hadn't come up with anything. Then bang, all of a sudden, they diagnose this and it's beyond repair. He was actually only given 12 months to live. That was 5.5 years ago. So he stretched that out a lot longer than the experts thought he would, time-wise, have. But there's the big thing was when I first saw him after he'd been diagnosed, I bumped into him in town. Hey, Ron, how you doing? He obviously wasn't doing very well. He'd just been told he had about a year to live. But his first concern was with me going and getting myself checked out. So he said, Dave, don't let this happen to you. Go to the doctor. Insist on getting your prostate checked out. Don't let what happened to me happen to you. His first concern was with me. He wasn't even feeling sorry for himself. He just didn't want to see this happen to anybody else. So more giving, concerned, good guy. There isn't. He left behind a lovely wife and 2 children. It's a real tragedy. However, he packed a lot of life into those last 5 years, had a huge, huge impact on everyone in the community, and got a lot of guys, probably saved a lot of lives by having guys check out their prostates. So guys, it's no fun, I know. However, the alternative is far, far worse. So go get your darn prostate checked. That's your, I don't know if that's a real mindset minute, but it's my message, it's my rant for this week. Get it checked, you guys. Take care, and tell you what's coming up next on Canadian Profits TV. All right, hope you enjoyed this week's new Monday episode of Canadian Profits TV. And I want to tell you about something very, very exciting that is coming up. Our good friend Dan the Man Locke is coming out of retirement, internet teaching retirement, that is. One time only this year. We're putting on a very, very special online event on February the 16th. You can find out all about that at CanadianProfitsWebinar.com. Again, CanadianProfitsWebinar.com. Just look at my notes here. The title for the event is the 2012 Recurring Passive Income Formula Revealed with Dan the Man Locke. Again, that's on Thursday, February the 16th, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific. Dan, if you're not familiar with Dan the Man Locke, phenomenal entrepreneur, phenomenal marketer, and this guy's the real deal. So he used to be an internet guru teaching other people how to do internet marketing, that sort of stuff. He decided to get out of that business last year. He had a last hurrah, trained a bunch of people from our program in how to do internet businesses. Some of them are doing phenomenally well, which he'll be talking about in this presentation. But over the last year, Dan's been focusing all of his efforts on working on his own internet businesses, which he has multiple businesses on. And he's come across a brand new internet marketing technique that he's just kicking butt with. It's absolutely phenomenal. He's going to be talking about that again on February the 16th on this online event. If you're in business for yourself, if you're a real estate investor, if you are thinking about getting into business for yourself, if you're doing anything offline or online, you will get some great information from this online event. So make sure that you're on it. Check that out, CanadianProfitsWebinar.com. What else is going on? Our good man Wagner here and myself and Tracy and everybody here at the office have been working hard on a brand new product that's coming out right now. So it's called the Business Accelerator Toolkit. The Business Accelerator Toolkit. Got a little video talking about that here. You can check that out at businessacceleratortoolkit.com. See all about that. So take care. Have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. And we'll talk to you a week from today. Bye-bye.
Hi, Skipper here. Hey, great news! Canadian Profits has just come out with a brand new resource, the Business Accelerator Toolkit. So if you are self-employed, own a business, offline or online, or you are a sales professional, then this is definitely for you. Check it out at businessacceleratortoolkit.com. This new economy holds exceptional profits and opportunities for you. If you know what to look for and what to do, and that's exactly what the Business Accelerator Toolkit reveals to you. It's half price for the month of February. Check it out at businessacceleratortoolkit.com. This sounds so good, it makes me wish I was a Canadian business owner.